Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second half here of Dropped Frames. We've let Chris get back to work so that we can have that sweet, sweet expansion on Friday. But we're going to continue talking about stuff. But before we do that, just some housekeeping stuff. If you do want to listen to Drop Frames, but you don't want to watch it, you can download the MP3 on iTunes and other places where podcasts are available. That'll go up later tonight. And then tomorrow, me, Zeke, Rami Ismail, and Ammunition are going to be restreaming the Game Awards starting at 8 o'clock Eastern is when our stream will start. The Game Awards start at 8:30 Eastern, so we'll be kind of previewing everything that we're going to be seeing. And then just joining everyone else for whatever is going to be announced tomorrow. It seems like it's going to be kind of a crazy event, so we're looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys will join us for that as well. But right now, let's talk a little bit about Article 13. Me and Zeke were talking in the break a little bit about the fact that we're not super read up on this, so we were going to kind of take a look at the post, or rather the email that the Emmett Shear, the CEO of Twitch, sent out. Ziz, are you pretty well versed in Article 13?
I mean, I've read quite a lot about it. It's not like something I'm an expert on, so I'm sure I'll get some things wrong. Like, this isn't really, like, I like games, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not like I'm a political major or anything. So, yeah, I definitely, okay, I can say myself getting some things wrong, but I watched, like, a lot of videos about other people who do know a lot of stuff about it, and I've, like, read a lot about it.
All right. Well, let's jump into what was sent from Emmett, because they do a pretty good job. And I also think it kind of speaks to the gravity, I guess is what I'll say, of how big a deal this is. Zeke, I'll fix your chroma key. While I'm doing that, you want to read this, and you want to be the one that reads through this? Okay, cool.
You bet. All right. This is from Emmett Shear about the Article 13. It says, "Dear creators, by the end of 2018, a new proposal to a European Union directive might pass that could limit you from sharing content and earning a livelihood, not just on Twitch, but on the internet at large. It's called Article 13. And even if this is your first time hearing about it, it's not too late to do something. You and your communities have worked hard to build this incredible place, and it's worth protecting. The fallout from Article 13 isn't limited to creators in the European Union. Everyone stands to lose if content coming out of and going into the region is throttled. So we're writing to all of you, every creator on Twitch, to make sure you're informed about what's happening. If you share our concerns about Article 13, we're also including a list of ways you can help us fight against it. We know amazing things are possible when Twitch bands together. A little bit more of that magic right now could go a long way. What's happened so far? Recently, the European Parliament voted in favor of an amendment to the copyright directive that is intended to limit how copyrighted content is shared across online services. While we support reform and rights holders' ability to be compensated for their work, we believe Article 13's approach does needless damage to creators and to free expression on the internet worldwide. If you're looking for more, this website provides a thorough rundown of Article 13, which I'm sure we'll open and look at.
Yeah.
Why are we concerned? Article 13 changes the dynamic of how services like Twitch have to operate to the detriment of creators. Because Article 13 makes Twitch liable for any potential copyright infringement activity with uploaded works, Twitch could be forced to impose filters and monitoring measures on all works uploaded by residents of the EU. This means you would need to provide copyright ownership information, clearances, or take other steps to provide or to prove that you comply with thorny and complicated copyright laws. Creators would very likely have to contend with the false positives associated with such measures, and it would also limit what content we can make available to viewers in the EU. Operating under these constraints means that a variety of content would be much more difficult to publish, including commentary, criticism, fan works, and parodies. Communities and viewers everywhere would also suffer with fewer options for entertainment, critique, and more. What can you do? The European Parliament could finalize the proposal to the directive within the next several weeks. It's crucial to lend our voices to this issue, as well as educate the community and empower action today. At risk are your livelihood and your ability to share your talent and experiences with the world. If you are a resident of the EU or a concerned member of the creator community elsewhere, we ask that you consider the following. Speak out, inform and educate your community during a broadcast of the issues with the European Union's approach to copyright law, and motivate folks to take an interest on this topic. Be sure to title your streams hashtag Article 13. Share your perspective with a member of the European Parliament. You can find your representative here. Join with other creators objecting to Article 13 at Create Refresh or hashtag Save Your Internet, or sign a petition. Although this issue is timely in the European Union, similar conversations are taking place in other countries. Wherever and however this issue arises, we will continue to advocate for you, our creators. We hope you'll join us. Sincerely, itmeJP.
Now, while I think that was maybe a little boring to some of you, to Ziz, this is a fucking giant deal. And I think to a lot of streamers as well, this is a fucking big deal. So that's why we read it in full, because it's quite important.
Sort of to everyone, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, Ziz just moved to America or moved back to Norway, stuff like that, right? But I read one video explaining that a lot of the time, like companies will adhere to whatever is the strictest copyright law. So, for example, this could cause really bad things for American streamers as well.
Right.
And obviously, it would impact all our European viewers trying to view American streams.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, this is kind of along the same lines as what was it? SOPA? Was that the acronym that was when it was big in America? Yeah. So it's an important thing to talk about for sure. I think there's a lot of in this article specifically, they bring up a bunch of stuff. Ziz, you said you watched a bunch of videos on it. Any specific videos that you would want people to go check out just for reference?
I can't remember what the names of the people were now, actually. So no, I'll see if I can find it in my history while we're discussing about it. But like this, like the thing, like when you see like, the CEO of Twitch taking action, the CEO of YouTube, like this is like fairly serious.
Yeah. Basically, my understanding, and again, we'll preface this with the fact that we're not lawyers. We don't practice law every single day. We stream games for a living. So our understanding is we're trying to still kind of wrap our heads around all this stuff, and I think a lot of people are as well. But it basically means that if Ziz doesn't go out, and I'm using Ziz as an example because he's on the show and he streams from Europe. If Ziz doesn't go out and get the copyright permission from, well, you don't really, I guess anything other, let's just say you start streaming Just Cause. If you can go to Square Enix and get permission to stream Just Cause 4, at any point, they could basically DMCA your stream and just take you down for however long, regardless of what they're actually claiming. They can just go and do that, is my understanding. And so it kind of just sets like this giant, fog that would follow streamers around with like, hey, this could all end right now. And any minute, if you're streaming a game that's, not approved, so to speak. So that's why it's ultimately a big deal. And there's always been kind of this weird gray area when it comes to streaming, in the sense of we don't have the copyright permission for 99% of the things that are shown on stream, be it a game or a video or anything like that. But there are certain laws that protect people from just coming in and like absolutely DMCAing. Now we've seen that with, I guess most notably with, I think it was Lyric who got dinged earlier this year for a DMCA. I think that was from FIFA. I think Spamfish has also seen some DMCA stuff. It would basically be that. Oh yeah, it was UEFA. Yeah. It would basically be that, but on a much larger scale and more frequent. I also think the people that are behind this stuff, and Ziz, feel free, I'm sure the videos that you watched, but my understanding is a lot of the people that are kind of pushing for this type of legislation and law to go into effect is the music industry. Because they kind of want to control a lot of that stuff that's just been put out there for free or that people just play on the background, other streams for music. So it's kind of scary for sure. I think it's definitely important that people know and read a lot of the information out there for this. But
the video that I watched. Oh, sorry.
That's right. As far as my understanding goes, like the onus or the come down will be not on the streamers themselves, but on Twitch.
Right. Okay. Right.
But that being said, that's still bad. It's like because it's not coming down on the actor, it's coming down on the stage we perform on. So it's still like, will affect us.
Right.
Yeah, the video I watched was by Film Theory, All Your Memes Are Dead, Article 13. And it also goes into explaining things like fair use and safe harbor. And that's like a big problem with this that it explains in the video, is that currently, if, for example, say JP starts streaming, Lord of the Rings on Twitch right now, then that's not Twitch getting into trouble. That's your channel getting DMCA'd. However, with all this new stuff, then the safe harbor stuff goes away, and Twitch will be directly responsible. That's why they would have to eliminate all risk of their streamers doing anything like this
I
to
see.
begin
Okay.
with. And then YouTube went down and said that they would something YouTube would consider is that only having big companies have access to uploading to begin with, because they know that they already own all the copyright. They don't take a risk if they let Warner Bros. Upload to their channel. Whereas by they do take a huge risk, which is why it's so scary.
Okay, so I retract what I said about how it would work in terms of DMCAing and stuff like that. Basically, they're going after the platform and not the people on the platform, the content providers on the platform in a sense. So that's...
I'm guessing it's going to be a lot like happens with if you play copyrighted music now, they'll like just block out portions of your stream. I mean, this is possibilities that could happen. Like block out portions of your stream.
Right.
Like they mute the audio when you play like something that's copyrighted.
Yeah. I think ultimately too, and I'm seeing a lot of this in chat from people that are that seem smarter about the subject than I do. It would mean that YouTube and Twitch would have to create some sort of system that works against this, so that they aren't responsible for it. Which just means that it's kind of a weird fucking thing that they have to bend to this law that necessarily shouldn't be there. I think that copyright is important and all that stuff, which is a whole nother topic to get into, but this seems a little bit drastic, to say the least, and kind of overarching, I think is another way to put it as well. So it's definitely some scary stuff. I don't know how much more we can really say apart from that, and that hopefully people watching this will get out there and kind of educate themselves on it. And, like Emmett was saying in that email, go check out some of the petitions that are out there. Talk to people in your local government and things like that. Because it's important for sure.
Well, I think one of the most important both we can do as broadcasters and viewers can do is tell people. A lot of people don't know about this stuff. They don't know that it's about to go through. They don't know that it's happening.
Right.
So many people just hadn't heard about it.
Yeah. I did not know this was a thing until this email went out. And I think I mentioned it earlier. It's the only other time that I can think of that Twitch has sent an email like this from Emmett was when SOPA was going on in America. And that was obviously a massive, massive deal that ultimately didn't go through, which is good. And so this is kind of another reoccurring thing. And I'm assuming in our lifetimes, this is going to be something that happens a lot when it comes to the advent of streaming and all that stuff. Because it is kind of like, the whole thing of new media and all of that. And a lot of people are still trying to catch up when it comes to the rights holders and figure out how they fit into the whole equation. And this is how they think they fit into the whole equation. So I think one of the other biggest things that I've seen people go out there and say that, why don't these people see that Twitch is just a giant advertisement for whatever it is that they want to claim for? And ultimately, they don't really give a shit about the fact that, however many people are, 12,000 people are watching this, and I could play Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. What they want is the money that I potentially ran over it, the ads that potentially showed to people that joined the stream, or the subs that potentially paid to watch the stream or paid to interact with the stream. That's what they're going after. They don't give a fuck about the advertisement, because 13,000 viewers watching something is basically small time to someone who is working with Ariana Grande, but the money that's coming into effect is what they're going after there. So I think it's a little bit of a misunderstanding to just say, well, it's free advertising, dude. That's not a logical argument, or at least a good argument against this type of stuff.
Well, and a problem with a lot of these particular kind of new regulations and stuff, when they get proposed the first time, the biggest pitfall for the people who it will affect is the language that they use and how unspecific it can be.
Right.
And that is the biggest place where lawyers fit in, where they say, like, this thing says this, so it could be interpreted as this, which is, like, that's a problem with like trying to regulate new shit.
It's hard.
Yeah, for one of the things that people are reacting to the most in the actual document is that it says platforms would have to cooperate with governments in good faith, and then it's not specified what in good faith even means.
That's
So
dangerous.
it's like everyone's like, what's that mean? What's in good faith?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
anything that says in good faith is fucking suspect.
it's vague for a reason, is what that means. Yeah, it's vague for a reason, because then they could take that to court and actually argue what in good faith means. Is my understanding of it. Again, we're not lawyers.
Do we
so-
know who is proposing? Like, who is the proponent or proposing this article?
I don't know. And Ziz, you might be able to speak to this a little bit more, but I don't know if it's one specific group or person, or if it's more just like a legal movement type situation.
So, not 100% sure on that, but when I was reading, there was something like 400 votes for and something like 200 against. I think it was Sweden and Romania was saying, no, we don't want this. And then most other countries was saying, yes, they want this. So, it was Sweden, I guess.
We're seeing a lot of people in chat at least bring up Germany and the name Axel Voss, although I think that might be a meme around that stuff. I'm not 100% certain. Axel Voss is a member of the European Parliament, so potentially could be him. But this is where stop watching this video and going to watch an actual video that knows what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to the specifics comes into play. So that's what I'll recommend you do when it comes to that. Because there's obviously, and ultimately it's probably just a bunch of old people is who to blame, because old people are the ones responsible for the majority of law changes in the world. So just old people, man. Just stop fucking with shit. All right. Just be old. Just go retire, go sit on a lake, just fish, or just hang out and drink some old people drinks. That's do what
What's an old
do.
people drink?
Yeah, I'm going to be an ageist here. You're ruining it. All right.
Eat and drink Arnold
Yeah.
Palmer's all day.
The co's of the world are ruining everything. That's all I'm saying.
Stealing my memes.
Yeah.
When does this get is this see, this is how little I know about how it works in the European Commission. Like, is it voted on, or like when does it get ratified, or when is, like, is there a final date?
Yeah, Ziz, do you know the answer to that? Because I don't.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's soon.
Yeah.
Everybody is making a big fuzz. I think there's already been one vote, and I think the final approval is in February or January.
Yeah, a lot of chat saying January 2019.
Right.
So it's soon. That's why it's a big deal for sure. Yeah, every time one of these things come up, it's sad, but I honestly wish someone like Total Biscuit was around, because when SOPA was big, he put a video out there that became kind of like the de facto video on the internet to link around for that type of information. And so I'm hoping that someone takes up the flag there and does, exactly what occurred for that with this, because it's just as important. So that's my kind of final words on it. Anything for the two of you other than read about this, gain knowledge. It's important. Please. Ziz needs...
Save the memes.
Yeah, save the memes. Save Ziz. Save all the streamers. And I guess ultimately save streamers in general, for sure.
Do you have a couch?
Do what? Oh, yeah. Do I have a
Do you
couch?
have a couch?
Yeah, but you can't play any... You have to own the music if you're going to play it near it or anything like that. So just make sure you have the written discretion of whoever if you want to sit on it. So yeah, you can totally stay on it though if you want.
All right.
If you like. What's up?
Okay,
Zeke?
hold on. So speak out. We've done that.
Right.
Share your perspective with a member of the European Parliament. So if you're a member of the European Union, no, I'm going through like what can we do?
I'm just thinking like, yeah, there's some European Parliament member who plays Path of Exile who's watching this right now. And he's like,
We've done that.
Shit. All right, these guys, they're right. Look, if I want to continue to watch my favorite PoE streamer Mathis, the number one PoE streamer, I gotta make sure. What else is? Go through the checklist.
Oh, I don't
Share your
have a-
perspective with a member of the European Parliament. So if you're in the European Union, check out who your rep is, and make sure they know that you don't that you're informed and you have ideas or you have opinions about this. And then it says join with other creators and objecting to Article 13 at Create Refresh, which is
Yeah, what is
Website?
Create Refresh? I didn't go to that
I'm
site. Is that just like a
looking
kind
into
of
it
like
right
a
now.
forum type deal?
it's createrefresh.eu.
Sounds like
Is
a,
the
like a
website.
hair product. It doesn't sound like a. Hey, oh, we might have just crashed it. Oh, I typed creator refresh rather. What is it?
It's kind of a
Zeke?
longer link, but that's the link I got.
Okay. Does it just look like a forum or what? Zeke? Hello?
Oh, you're not going to click the link?
I mean, not if you already have it open.
Oh, I thought you were going to show it on screen.
I potentially could, but if you could talk about it while I'm doing that, that would be a huge boon to me.
Join European creators in standing against restrictive filters. Take action. Join the Creators Network. We're creators from all over Europe, united to defend our freedom of expression and the open internet. Explore our Creators Network to learn more about this issue and understand why creativity can't be censored. I don't like the language here. It can be censored. Shouldn't be censored is the proper way to say that.
Okay. Is this the right site with like this thing right here? Is that what you're looking at?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if I stumbled upon like a weird Tumblr or something. They're trying real hard to look like new media.
No, it's very artsy fartsy
Yeah.
as far as like the setup.
Yeah. Okay. I think what this is it's like creators that have gone on there, posted a photo of themselves, and then like said, "Hey, this is bad," type stuff is what I'm looking at. That's why it says like if you take action or FAQ, etc. So cool. Yeah, if you go read the FAQ, it has a bunch of stuff there. So that's Article 13 in a nutshell. Go read about it. It's important. Check it out. We did a piss poor job of understanding it because we play games for a living, but we're gonna do our due diligence and at least talk about it and do our best to try and understand it and get it out there to you guys. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have blue hair. I don't think people look to me for political advice.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That is accurate.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Nice, dude. We're red versus blue.
I can't. I was trying to think if I could somehow change my hair color, but I just don't think it's going to work. So I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, we should probably talk about some other video games. Zeke, I know that you've obviously played a shit ton of indie games, but before we do that, I know you've been playing Spider-Man, and I know you've actually been super, super into it, which I got to be honest, I did not expect. And I don't know why I didn't expect that. I guess because I didn't think you were
A lot of people said that to me.
Yeah, I maybe because I didn't think you were like a big comic book fan type thing. I don't know.
didn't think I would either.
Yeah. So how is it? You liking it? I'll bring up some footage here.
All right. I have tried and played a few comic book based hero games over the years, and for the most part, they range from like meh to average for me usually. But this game in particular, just it's I didn't expect me to be able to suggest this game to anybody, meaning like I would recommend anybody play this game, whether you like Spider-Man or not. It is fucking fantastic. It has everything in the right place. It feels so good. Like the things that it does well, that I think all games are not all games, but like a lot of games are moving towards, is movement. Like the movement in a game is so crucial. I found, like, after putting together games that I really like and I've put a lot of hours into, moving around a map with alacrity or speed or deftness or whatever is so like quality of life is makes it so much better. That's why I've put so many hours into Warframe. That's why Spider-Man's so great. Like the movement around the map is just so much fun that like you don't fast travel. Like or I don't feel the need to fast travel or the want.
I never fast traveled once in the like 20 hours or so I put in this game because of exactly what you just said. It's so like now that he's finally starting to move, you guys can kind of see what we're talking about. And it's not new information. A lot of people have been saying this the entire time, but I think it's worth repeating for sure. Like movement's fucking incredible. It's so.
And you can't play this on PC, right?
No, this is PS4 exclusive, which is probably a slight towards the game and exclusives in general, but yeah,
it is PS4 exclusive. That, I mean, of course, obviously is, we all know what that entails. But that being said, I don't even care. I don't even notice like the minor like console things that would come with a game like this. It's everything that's good about it is so good. You forget like about what might be bad about it. There's the one thing that I noticed right off the bat that that no one really spoke about is the score. The score of the game is phenomenal. It makes you feel like you're playing a goddamn movie. Totally. It is so perfect in like the action scenes and the swinging around. Like it starts up immediately when you're swinging around. Like when you start swinging, it starts in real quiet and then the volume ramps up. And as you're swinging around, the music is swelling and you're just like fucking like, slinging webs from all the way across, New York City. It is fantastic and it feels so good and it gives you this, like I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it because I'm scared of heights. And this game, like I don't feel that fear. And it's really cool to be able to do that. And the first action sequence of the game, like I think I may have had an erection like by the end of it.
Wait, which one are we talking about? Is that the car chase? I forget what the first action sequence was. Do you remember off the top of your head? A lot of the game kind of blurs for me.
That's the other thing about the game.
This like, here?
If you don't want to do like if you want to, the game doesn't have like a slow part. Like there's no slowing down. You can go from mission to mission. There's tons of side shit to do immediately in your area, no matter where you are. There's like 5 different things you can get to in a matter of seconds, and then you can be on to doing the next thing. Mm-hmm. And I said this before, like as far as the little like collectible shit goes, not including like the backpacks, but I'm talking about the stuff that you actually like. You go to a spot and then you like chase a pigeon, or you go to a spot and you do like the research missions or whatever. Like the backpacks aside, like I said this during my broadcast that there are like Yakuza games, which I love, could benefit from a lesson from this game being the side stuff. You want to do it because it's action heavy.
Right.
You do stuff during, that is fun and it's challenging and it's moving and it's loud and bright and awesome and fun. That's like the side shit is a big part of why I enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
I am enjoying this game.
Well, the other thing too is they do a really good job of making the side stuff like easily obtainable to where you're just like in the area and it kind of like starts, right? Like you mentioned the pigeon stuff, which is probably one of my, I guess, probably my biggest love-hate relationship with the game because it's super fun to do, but it's also unbelievably fucking annoying to like get near the pigeon and all that stuff. But they like weave that stuff seamlessly into the core game to where it doesn't become something like, all right, I got to go over here and, fucking talk to this guy, blah, blah, blah. It's just stuff that pops up, I guess is what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. And they do a fantastic job of that, more than I would say a lot of games this year. And in a way that makes it so I hope other games take that into account. Because it's one thing to like put a different path if you're playing a game and go up there and you talk to Bilbo Baggins and he sends you on a side quest or whatever. But if you're still on the main path and Bilbo Baggins just like runs into you or something and that kind of starts that, it's a much more fun way to kind of jump into the action that you were kind of talking about in the side quest stuff. Yeah, I love this game. It was fantastic. I think the end as well is like the best part of the game. So when you get there, I'm excited. I'm not going to say what it is, but I've watched you do like all the major set pieces for the most part. Like you just finished the prison stuff. And like everything after that is fucking awesome. It's really, really good. They nail kind of like that thing that you're going to see superhero movies for in a game, which a lot of people haven't. So, go ahead, Zeke.
Oh, just one other thing I wanted to discuss. A lot of times with protagonists that are supposed to be humorous, I guess. Sometimes in video games they have a tendency to miss the mark. In that they'll try too hard, or they'll make jokes that are not funny and then behave like they are. This game's sense of humor with what like his Spidey's interactions and the dialogue choices and all that kind of stuff is so like spot on and believable, and even the corny shit is acknowledged as corny.
Good. Yeah.
So it's not like cringy, if it's letting you in on the joke. It's saying like, I know the Spider Cop shit is corny, but you have the other person on the other line in the phone who calls him out on it being like super corny. So it makes you go, okay, so they know that this is like really lame. Like he's making lame jokes and shit. So you can laugh along with the other person on the phone there. And also Spidey's voice like is perfect. He is like, he's lovable. He's a family friendly kind of superhero. It's great. I think they nailed it.
Yeah, I think the voice actor is Yuri Lowenthal. I think fantastic stuff. What was that, Ziz?
Games like this in Red Dead like really makes me want to get a gaming console. Like I have a phone, but I don't have like a gaming console, and I don't know. Is it hard to hook up for streaming?
No. Well, PS4 is pretty simple. You just need to. I mean, do you have two PCs to stream? Like, what do you have a capture card?
I mean, I do, but I haven't set up the second one. I didn't really need it for Path of Exile, so.
Right. Yeah. Basically, you just get a capture card and plug the HDMI in there and split the signal
I have a
somehow.
capture card.
Yeah. It's worth it. Like, I know you stream PoE full time, but towards the end of the leagues, I know you jump into like Beat Saber and stuff like that. Which I think I don't know if you've been on the show since you jumped into Beat Saber, so I want to talk to you about that in a bit. But yeah,
you showed a clip of me playing it on stream where I had my mouth open and looked dead. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. That's perfect. Sounds like me. We're not the biggest fans of Red Dead, but like Spider-Man and like fucking God of War, like man.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption has so many things going for it. So many things in the right places. The pace.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace. I'm so like, my short attention span from playing so many different games has spoiled me to the amount of I know what I want and what I hate. Yep. What I hate is having to take my time. Like if they made the horse riding in Red Dead Redemption even a fraction as fun as it is to web sling over New York City, Red Dead would be 100 times better for me.
Yeah, I would agree. Did you not? I guess you haven't. Have you seen anything about God of War, Ziz?
Yeah, I watched people play. I was watching. Who was I watching play? I can't remember now. I was watching somebody play it for like 5 hours when I was like bored one day.
That was one of the things where, as we get closer towards the end of the year here on Draft Frames, we usually do a Game of the Year show. So I think both me, Zeke, and Co have all kind of been thinking about or trying to play games that came out this year that potentially would end up on that list. And I found myself listening to the theme of God of War like 2 weeks ago, and I don't understand how people that create music do it, but it brought back like every goosebump that I had when I played that fucking game and like had these like crazy pivotal moments. And it reminded me just how fucking spectacular that game is. So if you ever find yourself bored on stream for whatever reason after this 500 hours that you're about to embark on in the next couple of days, grab a PS4, check out like God of War, Spider-Man, that type of stuff off stream. It's worth it.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. The main thing that's held me back from my consoles for a while is I don't really like controllers. Like even games like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, always use like keyboard and mouse because I'm just more comfortable with it.
I get it.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. Like I use a controller like you use keyboard mouse. Like if there's a way I can use a controller, I'll do it. It's just more, it's what we're more comfortable with.
Makes sense. It's what you know.
But let me like just to reiterate, like Spider-Man is one of those very, very like rare games. It's not like the best game I've ever played by any stretch, but it's one of those rare games that I can say confidently I would recommend this game to anybody.
Yep. I think that's going to be tenfold once you get to the end of the game. I hope that you finish it up tomorrow like you were talking about on stream because it's a good one. It's a good one regardless. Zeke, anything else that you've been checking out on stream that you want to bring up? As we're already short for time. We need to do 4-hour shows, I'm thinking.
Please no. Please no.
I'm done.
What else you been playing, Zeke?
Good. What else have I been playing? I did an indie Sunday this week. I also have that indie week of shit, but I think we can talk about that when Ko's back and Ziz isn't here. But I'd be interested to did you talk about Beat Saber last time you were here, Ziz?
I can't remember. Okay. Yeah, I know you've been playing it a lot more. Are you like super about this game now?
Fun. It's so fun. It's honestly, and it's so good exercise. And recently, can we talk about this now?
Yeah, of course. I'll bring it
already. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, like recently, they put out a new big patch, and there is like default songs with the game, and the expert songs before were like pretty easy, right? Once you like got into it, but now they put like expert plus songs in the game. They are hard. Like I have been doing a lot of like the really hard expert custom songs, like Through the Fire and Flames, and like a couple of like the other hard ones as well, like KO. And the new, like I couldn't do them on my first try, which I was expecting to do because they were, they're bundled in with the game. And generally, a lot of these games don't make like default hard songs, but they're crazy hard. There's 3 of them I still haven't been able to do.
Right.
And it's so good exercise, especially for somebody like me that just sits down so much. Like being like able to get up, and once you get into those so hard songs, 1 or 2 hours, you are sweating. It's like a full exercise session.
See, the issue, Zeke or Ziz, is it's weird having people with 2 Z's. We need to get Ziggy D on here, so I'm just really fucked. The issue with a Path of Exile streamer is that they start their stream with Path of Exile, so I have no idea which VOD of you is the one of you playing Beat Saber.
Oh, yeah.
I have no fun. Usually I'm very good about being able to find this stuff, but I want to show some of the games so that people understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
I'll find one.
I did find something of you playing Lost Ark, which I'm very curious to talk to you about while you're looking for that. Like, yeah, how is this game worth it? Like, what? I didn't play it. I've watched a bunch of people like Dat Mods and stuff. They were doing a bunch of end-game raids. Did you get to that type of content, or were you just leveling?
So I was basically playing Lost Ark until Path of Exile's custom leagues came out, because I was like, there wasn't that much to do. So I was like, you know what, this Lost Ark game sounds fun, and I couldn't actually get an account at all. Like I you can buy like an account online, stuff like that, and I couldn't get one. But like a viewer was like, "Here, I'll help you out," and so I got it sorted finally. And it was a massive pain, obviously, with it being a Korean-only release. It was very, very a lot of a hassle, and the entire game is in Korean.
Right.
I had so much fun. Like it was very, very streamlined, even though I don't speak a word of Korean, and I didn't actually use any translating feature. I had so much fun. It was very self-explanatory, and I did have people like all the time coming like, you speak Korean? And I think Nugi, another PoE streamer, phrased it best like, no, I speak MMO, or like I speak games.
Yeah.
So it was like very easy to follow. Like you just you click the buttons. I think the only thing that I would occasionally get slightly stuck on, and chat would help me out with, was some of the quests where you had to use a specific emote to continue. Like you had to like wave or do a little dance for like a mini quest. Some of those weren't like always self-explanatory, but other than that, such a beautiful game. It didn't really give me that much of like ARPG feelings as it did more of like an MMO feeling. Like, is it called isotypical or the view mode?
What was this? What'd you ask?
I like the way like the game is viewed. Is it like isotypical? I can't remember how it's isometric.
Isometric. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Even though it like has the same like isometric playstyle like Path of Exile, I felt more like I was playing like World of Warcraft, something like that.
Yeah. What level did you get to? Because 50 is the cap.
I got to, I think it was either 39 or 40, something like that, in 2 days. So I did play it quite a lot.
Yeah. Was there like variety of gameplay? Would you say that it's in those 39 levels? Did you ever see like reskinned monsters or like reused assets at all? It was all fresh.
Mostly fresh. I'm sure there were some like side monsters and stuff I saw, and like maybe with some more armor. Also, I linked to you some Beat Saber footage on Skype.
Cool. Yeah, I'll bring it up.
No, like especially all the bosses and stuff. It all felt so fresh, and there were like so cool moves. It was a very, very fun game, and something I particularly had a lot of fun with was I did direct translations because obviously it was all in Korean, so I just kept making up our own storyline. How there was basically I can't remember. I made up like memes. Like somebody was trying to sell lemonade. We were trying to sell popcorn. We were trying to establish dominance for the biggest market. So yeah, there were a lot of Koreans that were just like spamming question mark, question mark. That's not what they're saying. And I was like, no, they're selling lemonade. So yeah, it was great. I had a lot of fun with it. Look at the graphics as well.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. That was one of the things when they would put out some of those story trailers the past couple, almost like I want to say like 2 years ago. One of the things that grabbed me right away. You think this is something that when it comes out is, I guess to reform the question now that I'm saying it, you think this is a competitor at all to Path of Exile?
Yes and no. I can definitely while I don't feel like they're necessarily like the same type of game, it will still attract a lot of the same players. I think it would be slightly scary if they launched, say a Lost Ark League or whatever, launched at the same time as Path of Exile League.
Yeah.
I definitely think that would take some players away. But if say this launched in like the second or third month of PoE, I would definitely be playing it very hardcore.
Yeah. And so I guess the original question, it's definitely something you're going to play regardless of when it comes out. If it ever makes its way to the English world.
One of the main gripes for me is this does seem to have some pay to win aspects, which I'm not a big fan of.
In what sense? Like what are those?
There was I didn't understand any of the menus and stuff, right? But somebody was saying there was this tower you could go into. You would like explore the tower and you would get rewards, and you could only enter that 2 or 3 times per day. But as far as I know, you can pay to get into the tower again.
Okay.
Again, like I didn't understand the menus and stuff. I just had some people telling me that it was very pay to win. A lot of people were saying it wasn't. So again, it's not something I can like 100% confirm or say yes or no. This is pay to win.
Yeah, it sounds like the eternal debate on the internet.
Yeah, and a lot of people have very different definitions of pay to win. Like I would consider anything that gives you even a 10-second advantage in a game is pay to win. So Path of Exile by that definition. Whereas some people only consider things you can't get by playing the game.
Sure, makes sense. I don't want to open up that whole discussion.
Right, exactly.
That's a doozy for sure. Let me pull up some of this Beat Saber footage though. Zeke, last time we actually did a show, you were talking about how you were going to check this out. This is not Lost Ark Online. You were going to check this out on PS4. Did you happen to play it?
I didn't check it on PS4. I did actually. I took my Vive out of my bedroom and put it in my office. And then I played it on Steam.
Are you gonna pick it up on PS4 or so that you can put the Vive back in the bedroom? If you know what.
It's already back. It's already
back.
But yeah, no, I definitely want to pick it up on PS4 because as far as VR systems go, the PlayStation has one really big thing going for it, or two really big things going for it. One, it's much easier to set up, and two,
that's why I use it, man.
It's definitely more comfortable than the Vive is.
Like
it's lighter.
Don't get me wrong. There's no denying like the Vive is just better hardware, without a doubt. It's higher fidelity looking games, everything like that. But the fact that the PSVR is right here and I can put it on and it's going to work and I don't have to deal with any other bullshit is enough reason for me to be like, this is the best VR headset. Without a doubt. I have no qualms saying that. It is my go-to. Yeah. It is what I put on every night to play Tetris Effect for at least 30 minutes to an hour.
I love the Vive, dude.
I
love the Vive. It's so good. And everyone I know that like bought an Oculus, they all switched to Vive as well.
I guess if you have the I guess my biggest issue with it, I don't know if we want to jump into this huge like VR discussion. I just hate the fucking sensors, man. They're just a giant pain in the ass to like get set up and like get situated, and every once in a while you'll like turn the wrong way or something and you have to go like reconfigure it and all that shit.
They're either just coming out or just came out with new sensors that are going to be better as well. I haven't gotten to try them yet.
That's good.
Actually, they were showcasing this at TwitchCon, and that was just one sensor now instead of two, and then obviously it gets better with two. But
you're still using the wired connection here, right? You don't have the wireless portion thing?
I do have the wireless. I just because there's been so much like stuff going on, I haven't had time to like install the wireless thing.
Gotcha.
I have that.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you look dumber playing Beat Saber or DDR? What would you say is the one that makes you look the stupidest?
Probably, I don't know. Probably Beat Saber, because with DDR, at least you can see everything. Yeah, my mouth goes open and stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like...
I guess that's true. You have no idea what's going on in the outside world, so you don't actually even know if you're looking dumb. In DDR, do you have an idea? So
yeah, exactly. You already know you're looking dumb.
Yeah.
Now that we've watched Ziz do this, can we put up the video I gave you of me to show like the difference between like...
Let's do it. For reference, Zeke, or Ziz, what difficulty were we just watching? Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
That was Expert Plus. Okay, and I played around 30 hours.
Okay, all right. Let me find an actual in song thing. Here's this. You're feeling it, man. What are you talking about? This looks great.
but it's more like a frantic, like, is he having a stroke kind of a thing?
I don't know. You both look pretty stupid, but who cares? I mean, you're still having fun.
Like you watch Ziz and he's just like says like just real smooth, and I'm just like all over the place like fucking Donkey Kong.
Do you have to have that much range of motion when you play in order to like hit the? You don't?
It's actually a negative thing. It's something I do really badly. You see all the like really professional Beat Saber players, they're basically mostly using their wrists. Whereas I do like this and stuff, and I get way too into it, which it's probably more fun for stream to watch and also better exercise. But definitely, like you tire out so much quicker, and it's hard to do the fast turns and stuff. So I'm definitely doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel that this game is done like extremely well is that it's incredibly fun at all levels. Like as soon as you start playing this game, you're instantly having fun. There's no real like learning and stuff. Like I gave this to my parents, like they were trying it when they were here, like my best friends and stuff like that. And like as soon like their first game, you know, they're like, oh, okay, so this is how we do it, and they're having fun, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And also like I did not figure out by the time that I was ready to play it how to get the screen view to be steady
Right.
and that it's probably kind of difficult to watch, and I apologize for that because it's all over the place because it's just feeding. It's my head feed. You're seeing what I'm seeing.
Right.
So, but next time I do it, like, this game is fucking fantastic. It is so much fun, and the music just gets you into it. And I can't wait to, like, I want to play it again. I'm going to play it again soon, but I really want to get more music. Like,
Yeah.
is there? I mean, it comes with like, I don't know how many tracks, like 15-ish.
I think there's less than that. I think it's like 8 or 10. And then there's like a mod panel launcher you can download. You can get some mods, some things that like give you a little bit more info. And you can also, there's a really, really good, I think it's called Beat Saver, which is basically a search function. And as long as it is patched correctly, like obviously every time they do an update, it doesn't work for a bit, but every time it's patched correctly, you can search in game and you'll instantly download a new song. You can go like, Ariana Grande and search for all the custom songs that have been made from that.
Ariana Grande
How does
is
that work,
hot
though?
today.
Figured out to do a throwback there.
Thank you, next.
I mean, I can help you set that up as well if you want, but it's really good.
I
And
mean,
there's
like,
so many really well made songs.
do people set up the bricks to break as well as the song? Oh, so they actually put the
This will be like a
challenge
custom
in the
made
game.
track. So, for example, for a long time there was like a really popular Through the Fire and Flames Dragon Force one, and that's now there's a new one. Everyone's like, oh, this one's way better. And like
you can take me
there's-
off the screen if it making people sick or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I'll take it off. I didn't realize it was making people sick.
But yeah, like Beat Saber, it's just so great. Honestly, if Beat Saber didn't exist, I would probably feel VR was a lot less worth. I'd say like a lot of the reason why I'm enjoying VR so much, don't get me wrong, there are other good games as well. But like a big reason is Beat Saber. Like the only other games I can think of off the top of my head is like Born. It's like a fighting arena game. And then there's a new one coming out that I really want to try.
Gorn.
Yeah, Gorn. There's a new one coming out that I really want to get a key. I couldn't get a key to it. Blade and Sorcery. It's like this cool like gravity game. Really want to play that.
Huh. So I've actually
Gravity or fighting.
gotcha. I've dabbled a ton in PSVR the past week. Tetris Effect. I've talked about it here on the show. I haven't had anyone join me yet, but like Tetris
On the
Effect, it's in my top 10 list without a doubt. It's
The multiplayer thing or
I don't think there's multiplayer in it, but it's a VR game. It's Tetris, but in VR. And look, I know that sounds stupid as fuck and basic as fuck, but it's basic. They tie it with music in a sense that you just have to experience it. I sound like that fucking dumbass, like, dude, you just gotta check it out, man. But it's a fucking thing that's worth it. It's really great. I played a little bit of Moss. Did you ever play that, Zeke? On PlayStation Moss? Let me see.
I have not yet.
It's not bad. I think my biggest issue with it is that I had the way that my camera is set up, the PlayStation Eye is set up, and the way that I sit is that when I'm holding the controller like this, it will fall out of the camera range. And it's really difficult in Moss because you have to basically always be within within that range of the camera. And so it was really fucking annoying trying to play it when I did, and multiple times just having like a bad time with it. With that said, it did a great job of, you basically put into like these little sets, I guess is what I would say. Dioramas is in a sense. And the left stick kind of moves the little mouse around, but you're able to like move the controller forward and like grab and manipulate stuff in the world so that the mouse can get past different obstacles. But it wasn't like, it's better than any early access bullshit that I had played on the Vive. I'll say that much. Like, I downloaded so many games when I first got my Vive, and this blows them out of the water from like a production standpoint, a gameplay standpoint, like a look and sound. It sounds great.
there's quite a lot.
Yeah, and then I got this as well, Astrobot Rescue Mission. The only reason I'm showing it because I don't have gameplay of it, because I haven't touched it yet. But apparently that's like the best, like the de facto VR game right now on PlayStation, and everyone's fucking going crazy about it. I just haven't checked it out. So
Something that I thought was really cool. that I would want to see like more of. There's I think it's called either Wizards. Yeah, I think it's called The Wizards. And it's basically, let me open up my VR library. So, yeah, The Wizards. It's like this, like, you're a wizard, and the way you cast spells in the game is by making gestures with your hands. So, for example, Fireball, you do something like this, and then boom, a fireball spawns in your hand. But for example, Magic Missile, you have to do your hands like this, make a circle, and then you spawn like 10 magic missiles that you drag your hand through, and then it fires them at your enemies. And it's so much fun.
Yeah, that
Like
sounds
doing the gestures with your hand. There's like a magmorb. You drag it down from the sky, and you can make it bigger, and it's like a gravity ball that you can like throw at enemies. So much fun.
Huh.
There was actually a game, I can't remember what it was that did that. Maybe I'm thinking of I'm thinking of a voice command spell game. I think it's a completely different thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's Vox something, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, I did play another game like that on an indie day called The Witching Tower, or just Witching Tower. That was actually, like, I did not give it enough time. It was fucking cool, man. Witching Tower is like, it's like D&D. It's like a VR D&D. It suffers a little bit from the same shit that some VR does as far as like motion queasiness. If you like have that, there's a little bit of that, but it is point to point jumping. But you like actually like swing your sword to slice at dogs. But the coolest thing that you find early on in the game. Anybody watch the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon when it was on, like in the 80s?
Oh,
like
God.
I'm old, but you get a bow, like the bow in Dungeons and Dragons, meaning it's just the bow, and then you put your hand right here and you pull it back, and it's lightning, like a lightning arrow and a lightning string pop out, and it's pretty badass. It makes you feel like kind of a badass. It's great.
Speaking of voice controls, I was so hyped to try out Skyrim on VR, and it was really great. And then my stream was telling me like, "Wow, Ziz, you can get voice controls for that. It's gonna be so cool." And I was just like playing this like relax offline, while not streaming. And so I downloaded it, and no, actually, I hadn't even downloaded it. It was just somebody had mentioned it, and I misunderstood. I actually thought this was stock in the game. So I was playing this in my own time, and I was just sitting here in my living room, and I'm like, "Foos." I'm like, "Huh." Foos Roda, and I was just sitting here yelling at my monitor because first I didn't know you had to download anything. I thought that was in the VR version. So for like 10 minutes, I was just like, "Oh, maybe I'm speaking too fast and not enunciating enough." And I was like, "Fireball, Fuss Roda," and I was after like 10 minutes, I was like, "Fuss Roda," and I was just screaming at my monitor, and I was like, "Why isn't it working?" And I was telling my stream this the next day, and they were like, "Yeah, you have to download that." I couldn't get that working either, but yeah.
Jesus. And this was off stream, so this is just in the
Happily off stream.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. Here's some video of Tetris Effect. The music really makes this. This is the final like level of the main story that I spent 4 hours long because I'm bad at Tetris.
Did you just say main story?
Yeah, there's like a story mode. Well, they call it they call it the journey. Like the game is it sounds just like I was talking about how the games they can experience. The game gets that it's one of those games and understands it. But it's a hell of a thing. The music is just amazing.
Oh, I mean, since I can't hear the music, but just looking at it, I mean,
you wanna hear it?
Doesn't look like much.
Here, let's do this. You guys hearing that?
Yeah.
What? Can you not hear it? What? Sorry. It's very good. It's like this type of shit, but it also changes from level to level. Like, there's this one. but you're in like this weird forest thing, and the blocks change. One of the best ones though is this is sick. It's like this tribal music thing. Everything's on fire.
Oh, and it looks like they're praying.
Yeah, it's sick.
Is there any of the original ones in?
No. Well, yes, there is a way to like get to the original Tetris theme, but it's kind of like an Easter egg type deal. It's
Right.
good.
Oh, God, I'm having Burning Man flashbacks. Stop.
Dude, Zeke, when you're wearing the fucking helmet and like this is all that you exist in is this room where everyone's doing this shit and they're like praying to the Tetris god, you're like, I'm about this. Like I'm
Yeah.
Like looking at it from a spectator, like watching that video, I was like, yeah, sure, the music might be great, the visuals are pretty good, but like, I guess it's something you have to experience.
It is. It without it, yeah.
Have
I
you
hope I'm not
ever,
overselling it, but
Have you ever like played VR for a while and then you stop and you feel like reality is kind of less real? Like I always feel really
Dude.
weird touching phones and stuff afterward.
I played this for 5 hours straight without taking off the headset. I took off the headset and like I'm pretty sure the first words on stream were like, "The real world's fucking boring. Like this place
Yeah.
sucks. Like, I got to get out of here."
It feels very similar to me to getting off of a trampoline.
Yeah.
Like once you get off
Yep.
a trampoline and you jump on the hard earth, you're like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. The other thing the Tetris effect in itself is something that Tetris players allude to, basically being that when you like dream or are not playing Tetris, you see everything, like you see those shapes everywhere. That's like a faculty or something of the Tetris effect. So after playing for 5 hours, I saw those shapes everywhere, and because it was in VR, it was even like more. It was even crazier than just like seeing the shapes. And again, I realize how fucking crazy this sounds, but if you have a chance, just try it. It's worth it. I guarantee you, it's worth it. It's fucking worth it. I loved every second of it. Zeke, I saw you played some Darksiders. We got about 5-10 minutes left. So you want to just do like a
That's
quick...
all I'm gonna need.
Okay, great. How's Darksiders 3?
Okay, Darksiders 3. Now, I wanted so badly to love the game. Now, it has like everything you want, with one really like big, huge flaw that they are patching or have patched. It's the thing that you fall in, or that happens a lot with third-person action games. Dark Souls, Bloodborne, like even Spider-Man to a small degree, like, but it's the camera of the third person camera.
Mhm.
I've died a lot in the Souls games and that kind of shit due to the camera, and that's just a pitfall of third person action. I'm fine with that. However, this one is the camera and the lock-on system do not mix very well, especially in certain situations where you're trying to target on something and then you're like backing up and it'll like put you inside of a pillar. Like the camera will be inside of a pillar so you can't see what's going on. Your character model is in front of the thing you're fighting, so you're trying to see the move set, and you're right in front of the fucking move set. Like the boss is like behind you, and if it's not like this giant huge boss, if it's like, you know, just slightly bigger than you, it's hard to see the move set. Also the angle, like this is fine. Like if it's like you're on a level playing field, it's fine. But if the boss like elevates, the camera goes down and the camera like is up your ass and you can't see what the fuck is going on. They've fixed it. Hopefully, they've said like FOV patch coming, or the slider is out or whatever. But especially with a third person action game, that should always be an option.
Yeah.
That should be like the first thing you do. Like, okay, we're going to make a third person action game and we're going to let you fuck with the camera. And the other thing is, when you're locked on, you can't move the camera. Like you can't, like you stay locked on to the enemy, but you can't move the camera around to see like a side view or anything like that. It's fucked. It was fucked. Like in a game that I normally would love. That's why like people are saying don't lock on. And I stopped locking on to like regular trash mobs. But with a boss, you kind of have to see what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
telegraph
fucking
moves and stuff.
frustrating. Like
That sucks.
I was getting so just like I wasn't even like raging so much as I was just like this half of the deaths. Like I admit that I'm not the best player in the world, but half of the deaths I can't even credit to myself being bad at a game. It's because I couldn't see what the fuck was going on. To top it all off, one of the powers you get like sets you on fire. And that like creates all of these like flames around you. So it's even more like to block what you're trying to fucking look at. So it's just, hopefully they fix it. I want to go back to it and I want to play it again. But, also like there's a bum followed me.
Yeah, you had a homeless person join you.
A homeless guy came and sat beside me while I played this.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it's a weird way that streamers can really get invested in their city and support the homeless. So I'm glad that
I brought him in to show him how good my life was compared to his.
Yeah, you play video games for a living. A homeless person would be into that for sure, without a doubt.
He was fine. I gave him a sandwich. He was fine.
Oh yeah, I mean that's all they're really there for. They don't give a fuck what you actually do inside the house as long as they get the sandwich.
Okay. All that aside, synopsis of Darksiders 3, it's exactly what you want in a Darksiders. Some people are complaining that it has a more Dark Souls mechanic in that you kill monsters, get souls, you die, you drop them, you have to go back. The good thing about this game is they stay there. No matter how many times you die, you can go back and get them. So that's good. So it's not like as punishing as that. It's more like WoW cartoony, like World of Warcraft cartoony than Dark Souls is. It's not as dark and like dank and mysterious. This is more like in your face, like Darksiders is. But there is that new like currency system and that kind of shit where you collect stuff and buy stuff and all that kind of shit.
Sure.
But I wouldn't recommend it until I've tried the new patch or whatever. But it's good. That one big, huge like complaint aside, it's a good game.
Cool. All right. I got like 2 minutes and I'll spend those 2 minutes. I forgot. I'm playing more Just Cause 4 after the stream today.
Why?
Because it's good. This just came out. This is a new one. Just Cause 4 is new.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it just came out Tuesday. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And it's great because, as you can see there, I put a booster on a llama and then sent that llama just flying into space. So the grapple stuff that you expect in Just Cause is there. But now they've added some cool stuff to it to where there's a balloon that you can now lift things with. And there's also this stuff that I'm putting on the back of this motorcycle, which you'll see here in just a second, which are boosters. And so you can just apply these things to basically anything in the world: people, cars, buildings, any weird mix of that stuff that you can tie them to. And it's just a giant sandbox physics simulator with a story attached to it, where you can just put stuff like this on a bike and then drive the bike, and it's fucking super fun.
Is that your favorite t-shirt?
Yeah, actually, that's a brighter shirt than this one. I do like red though. I'm a fan of red. So that's me like turning on the nitrous on this site or this motorcycle, and I'm just going stupid ludicrous fast. But the other thing that sucks about these boosters is that if you get any air, you basically just rip and go flying. Yeah, you go flying into space. I'm super into it. I mean, you could do stuff like this with this car. I think this is, yeah. So I've got a bunch of boosters on there. I'm pretty sure. I think, and you'll just basically go up into the air and become a flying car as soon as you get any sense of air. And it's a lot of fun.
Wow, Elon Musk can get some pointers.
Yeah, like I'm coming for you, Elon. All right, I've got fucking SpaceX ain't got shit on me because it's fun. I I have a lot of ideas with things I want to do in this game with the physics in it, which I'm going to be jumping into like immediately after we end the broadcast here. But yeah, you can put them on buses, and the buses will fucking take off. You can put 2 balloons on the bus, and so the bus will slightly lift, and then you put rockets on it. It's a lot of fun just to fuck around with. And then there's like a story and stuff, which is not necessarily the reason that you want to play this game. You just want to play it to fuck around like this. So
that's exactly what I did with the last Just Cause. Yeah. I just like hooked like rocket grappling hooks to dead bodies and just watched them fucking fly around like light poles and hooked them to cars and out porta potties and shit. It was great.
Yeah, it's a little crazy because you can. Part of the missions are like you'll basically be on top of this car, and they'll have like tanks and people with guns coming at you. And like you can shoot them with a gun or take them out with a sniper rifle, or you can just attach a balloon to their body and just watch them like slowly start to fly up into the air. And then you just never see them again because they're just going into the atmosphere. So I had a fun time.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, you just went to a helicopter. I should also note that yesterday was a sponsored stream and today will be a sponsored stream as well. But this portion's not sponsored, so I can say whatever the fuck I want about the game. And that is that it's a fun physics simulator. I tried to put boosters on the helicopter here, and it didn't. I'll skip ahead just a tiny bit. It didn't necessarily work because the helicopter doesn't exist anymore. It just basically did this thing, and I went above. There's also like giant tornadoes in this game that affect the physics and stuff. It's kind of fun. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'll have some more to talk about next week once I actually get into the story stuff. We need to get out of here, though. We got to get out and do some shout-outs. So, a strange episode today. We had a rough start to it, but I'm glad that we were able to get the Chris Wilson interview done. That's posted on YouTube. That should have just gone live like a minute ago on YouTube already. So, stop writing those nasty threads about why this is a sub channel or a paywalled channel for VODs and just go watch it. Let's do some shout-outs, though, and we'll call it a show. Zeke, you want to start us off?
Sure, you bet. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Chris Wilson for joining us for the first half of this show. And thank you for giving me questions to ask on a game that I know very, very little about. And you guys allowed me to participate, and I thank you for that. Thank you also to Ziz for being a great guest and helping us out with Chris. JP, of course, and sandbagging son of a bitch. You aren't sick, are you? You aren't sick, you lying. No. Get well soon, I'm Ezekiel III. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube if you want. Not sure if I'm going to be broadcasting later today or not, but definitely tomorrow at noon Pacific if you want to check me out. And then after I do a short broadcast, then it's the Game Awards tomorrow with Rami and Ammunition and JP, and I'm probably just gonna shit on people and games.
Do it
during that. So follow me on Twitter if you want to know if I'm broadcasting tonight or at any time because I always broadcast or I always tweet when I'm going live. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Cool. Ziz, thanks for being on the show last minute, completely unplanned, stepping up to the plate. Really do appreciate that. Do some shout outs. Tell people about this unbelievably stupid thing that you're going to be doing in the next 30 days or something like that.
Well, hi, my name is Israel. I'm primarily a Path of Exile streamer and sometimes other stuff. Thank you so much, JP and Zeke, for having me. And Co, I'm sorry you were sick, but thanks for letting me have your slot. That was great. Really enjoyed being on here, and Chris for joining us as well. So in December, if you don't have anywhere else to be for Christmas, you're alone and be like that. And I will be streaming pretty much all of Christmas. So I'm going to be attempting to retake my world record in most hours streamed on Twitch in 30 days from Waffle, who now has the record. So I'm going to be streaming for 500 hours from the 8th of December until the 6th of January. So that is my current plan. If you don't have anywhere else to be on Christmas, you're welcome to join. For Path of Exile enthusiasts, me and Ziggy D is having a podcast tomorrow where we talk about builds and betrayal and stuff like that. That's in 25 hours, and I stream every day. Check me out on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Zizard.
Do it up. It'll be fun. 500 hours, though. You're fucking crazy. Or something.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Part 2 will go up later today on the YouTubes, and then I'll get the MP3 posted as well. Tomorrow night we'll be starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, as Zeke said, for the Game Awards, and we will have we will have a VOD of that will attempt to post on YouTube, but most likely what's going to happen is about probably 3,421 claims will occur on that video, and if one of those claims decides to block the VOD worldwide, there's not too much I can do about it. So I will try my hardest to get that uploaded to YouTube, but no promises, because YouTube's a pain in the ass, and it's a fucking dying platform, and there's a reason for it. So we'll figure that out. I guess the last thing we'll say is Article 13. Go read about it. Go inform yourself. And to all you old people out there, stop fucking with us, man. We're just trying to live our lives. All right, you're old. Enjoy life. It's almost over. Okay? Don't fuck with ours. That's what we're going to end on. Just a family-friendly message. We're out of here. Thanks for watching Drop Frames. We'll be back next week at 1 o'clock Eastern for more. Bye-bye.